I had an offer on my flat in Highgate and I was looking for a property in North Finchley. So there'd been a property advertised on Martyn Gerrard's website, which was a two-bedroomed terraced house, but they couldn't get access in to see at the time with the owner. So as soon as they got access again, Stuart Willerton contacted me because he knew I was very interested in the property, so arranged a viewing for that Saturday. I went to see the property, made an offer that afternoon through Stuart, and the offer was accepted that afternoon. So it's a very, very quick transaction. I was really pleased. It did take about 2 months to get through to the end of the sale, but that was more my side rather than the seller's side. I had my flats take longer to sell than houses. And Stuart was active the whole time in terms of checking that the process was going through, but not too overbearing. I wasn't being hounded, but it was appropriate. I felt that the contact they gave me. So after I moved into the house, about 6 months later, I decided to rent the house out. I was moving to the coast. As I'd already liked the office and had a good relationship with Stuart, I rang Stuart about letting the house out and getting a price for it. And he put me in touch with Julian Jacobs, who I understand is the rental manager there, who handled that transaction for me. Now, I was really pleased with, and I had obviously, because I was now a vendor rather than a purchaser, I had really, really pleased with the service that Martyn Gerrard gave me then, because the initial price for the rent that they put it on at was much, much more than I thought I would get for it. Julian handled all of the viewings for me in a really good way. I was happy with the way he spoke about my house, and I had cats. He was really nice about that. I just had a generally good feeling about working with Julian. He found tenants almost straight away, some of which I didn't want to go with, but I didn't feel under pressure to go with them. It was very much, it's up to you. We can carry on looking for tenants for you. I'm working for you, not so much for them. So I was really pleased with that. And then when he did find me a tenant, we negotiated well on the price. I only had to drop a little bit, so I was again really pleased with that. When it got to the point of moving in, I had a real problem literally the day before that my gas safety certificate hadn't come through from British Gas, and I was literally panicking, so I had to ring Julian to find out, and he arranged for somebody to go in that afternoon and he sorted that out for me. So when it got really stressful, they resolved the issue for me. So generally my experience with them was really good, and I felt the Martyn Gerrard fees were very reasonable as well. They gave me a slight reduction because I bought with them and now I was renting with them, and that reduction will carry on in subsequent years. So I was very pleased. I think some estate agents can really be too salesy, too pressurising, and I think that I found Martyn Gerrard were not like that. In particular, in the rental, I didn't feel under pressure to accept tenants that I wasn't happy with, and I felt that if it was all about sales and margin, there would have been more pressure on me to have accepted that. And as it happens, it only took 2 weeks to find a tenant anyway. But there was no, Julian was, this is absolutely your decision. You have to feel comfortable with it. It's your property. And so I felt like it was about the client and not about the transaction for them. I'd absolutely recommend the Martyn Gerrard office in North Finchley. I was really pleased with them both when I bought a property through them and when I rented my property. I think in terms of relationships, the relationship I had with Stuart Willerton was really good on my purchase, and my relationship with Julian Jacobs was brilliant on my rental. And I think if you've got a relationship, I think having a relationship with somebody that you trust, in particular when you're buying and selling a house or renting, is really important.